I'm on the road through the beautiful state of Kentucky, so why not have a conversation? I'm Coach Eric. This is Unlocked Mental Performance, Physical Results. So why am I on the road? And no, I'm not going to look at the camera all the time, so you're going to have to forgive me. I've got to drive. But I thought this was important because I'm on the way back from a recruiting visit with my oldest boy. And one of the things that the coach asked him I thought was really interesting because it's something that I've talked about one-on-one with players, but I've never shared with you guys here on the show. So it's about expectations. It's about goal setting. And the coach asked him, he said, hey, where do you want to get? Where do you want to be? What's your goal? And he gave the humble answer. He'd like to play in baseball in college and go as far as he can. Okay. That's realistic and that's reasonable. And the coach looked at him and he goes, I want bigger than that. Is that all you really want? And he goes, well, I mean, of course I'd like to play pro, but I mean, he goes, no. Have the big goal. Have the big goal. It's okay to want to play at the level right above where you are. It's okay if you're in high school to want to play in college. It's okay if you're playing at a smaller college to want to play at a bigger college. It's okay to want to go from JUCO to a 4-year school. It's okay. It's also okay to be comfortable with the school you're at is the farthest you want to go or the farthest you're going to go. But he looked at him and he knew that wasn't his end goal. That wasn't the end of the line for him because he doesn't want to just play baseball at the next level. He wants to remain involved with sports from a career path standpoint. And of course, as many athletes would like, he'd love to play at the highest level. But he doesn't like to voice it. He doesn't like to voice it because he doesn't want to get disappointed, but he also doesn't want other people to judge him for the goals that he may have. And it made me realize that in society, we've gone from a place where it's okay to dream. In fact, it's encouraged to dream and to dream big, to a place where we're embarrassed of our big dreams, where people belittle each other for wanting something that's out of reach. And so I started thinking about the things that I do when I work with people. And, I've got my workflow form, and my workflow form has this end goal, this big goal. And I always say it can be whatever you want it to be as long as it's reasonably realistic. If you want to learn to fly, we're talking about an airplane. We're not talking about becoming a superhero and just gliding around on the Cape, right? So in sports and in academia and in professions, a lot of times we take that too far. And so let's say you want to be a general manager, but right now you're an operator. Okay. So you don't want to say that your biggest goal is to be a shift supervisor. That might be a goal in route, but that big goal of being a GM, that's there and that's okay. You may never reach it. It may be unrealistic. There may be things you have to do that are going to be hard. Maybe you have to go to night school. You maybe have to add another degree or a certification. But you can have that big goal and then set your little goals. So when it comes to sports recruiting, that's where we're at. So maybe you're an athlete and you've got this goal of playing at a big Division I powerhouse school. But you're undersized, you're a late bloomer, you haven't had the exposure, you've got serious injury history that you've got to overcome. Or maybe like right now you're just not that good. That's okay. All these things are possible. You can still want to play at that best school. And you may never get there, and a new school may become that ultimate goal. But today, write it down. Make it real. That's your big school. That is your goal. And hey, you know what? Ultimately, I'd love to play professionally. Hey, ultimately, I'd love to be a Hall of Famer. Write that down too. You write that down to the right of getting to the big school. And to the left of getting to the big school on your timeline, you put in smaller things. These are your steps, your stepping stones. Okay, right now, realistically, I can't get to the big school. I want to, but I can't. So what can I do? Maybe it's post-grad. Postgrad is a great opportunity for kids. You go for a year after high school, and you spend 9 months becoming the best athlete you can be. Opens a lot of doors for you. Maybe it's going to a Division 2 or 3 JUCO. A lot of great baseball is played at those levels. A lot of great baseball players have come through those levels. A lot of great coaches have come through those levels. Hey, don't knock NAIA. Don't knock the other smaller leagues that you've never even heard of. Don't be afraid to go to non-traditional powerhouses. Don't be afraid to go to non-traditional territories. If you're wanting to play football, Texas and Florida and California are the obvious stops, right? That doesn't mean that Vermont doesn't have football teams. That doesn't mean that your first stop shouldn't be there. You can build your way to where you need to go, and you may find along the way that as you mature, not only do your goals change, but you find you landed in the right spot. So what I'm telling you and what my message for you today is, don't be afraid of having the big goal. Don't be embarrassed of it. And don't ever let anybody make you feel embarrassed for having an unrealistic goal, as long as it's physically possible. And make sure you give yourself some goals before then. And allow yourself the flexibility to change your goals as the world around you, as the scenario you're in changes. Because there's nothing worse than losing out on what you could have been and what you could have gotten because you've chased that absolute perfection and didn't allow yourself to make a change. Didn't allow that goal to move because you yourself grew up and because you yourself changed. I'm Coach Eric. This has been Unlocked Mental Performance, Physical Results. I'm on the road, so we may do some more recordings, we may not, but chase your dreams. Make them real.